Hello and welcome back to Queen's Wish 2. Last time we went to the Spiretop Lighthouse and freed that, returned to Fort Meadow 4, and we placed these two buildings and yeah, the blacksmith and an apothecary, and now we will talk to the blacksmith and the apothecary before we go back to Miranda. Oh, so you visit the blacksmith. Here you can buy fine new weapons and armor. You can also turn excess equipment into gold. You can also install augments and runes into your weapons and armor. I want to improve my items, teach me how. You can get augments and runes at your alchemist. Augments improve armor and protect you. Runes improve weapons and helmets and make you stronger in battle. The smith gives you a rune. I can attach that to an item for you. I can also remove augments and runes, though it costs money. Okay, so you can remove stuff. I want to install augments and runes, and I mean we have this weapon, this blade, which isn't too bad, so we will just put our rune with a 5 hit chance, okay, into that blade then. Alright. Now let's buy something. Select the sort of item you wish to create. The more smithies you have built in your forts, the better the quality of items available. Note that arcane weapons do magical damage, but they can only be used by characters who have trained magical spells. Okay, we want to buy a weapon. We are not going to buy anything, I just want to have a look here. Also, these are not really great, so yeah. Helmet might be a bit more useful because we still have crap, but yeah, I'm not going to do that. I mean, we will also find stuff, so but we can sell something. This, and that. Thanks. All right, that is all. The blacksmith kneels as you leave, and now to the apothecary, alchemist. Okay, the alchemist of your fort is waiting for you, surrounded by bubbling pots and bundles of dried herbs. If you want to change the potion stored in one of your flasks, your alchemist can do this. When you drink a potion during an adventure, it will be refilled when you return to one of your forts. You can also purchase runes to improve your weapons and helmets and augments to improve any armor. Please make me a potion. The alchemist is thrilled. Of course, Prince! We were able to craft a flask for you, suitable to carry enchanted fluid. You receive a healing potion. If you must drink the potion, return the flask to one of your forts, and the Guild of Alchemists will refill it for you. As you rebuild our forts and we gain more resources, we can make more potions for you. You can get more potion flasks, but they can be hard to find. Some forts give them as mission rewards, others are found in dungeons. Yeah, so this is all working a bit differently, the alchemist needs that you leave, than in other games, because potions are not really, I guess they are items, yeah, but as soon as we use them, they are not gone, but they're just empty, and once we go back, they are refilled. So it might make sense. Actually, can this character then use a potion? No, okay, it has to be in the character's inventory. Alright. Let's talk to Miranda. General Miranda says, "What else do you need, Prince? I can give you guidance and support as needed. So I have to place the shops. I have a smithy and an apothecary. Marvelous. Now we can build proper defenses against raiders. The humiliation they dealt us will not be repeated. Don't stop building though. Each sort of shop will give you valuable advantages. When you reclaim our 6 lost forts in the other provinces, more shops will give you even better equipment. Oh, and if you didn't already speak to the alchemists..." It's pretty black here. Didn't already speak to the alchemist and start getting potions. Yeah. What else can I build? So many sorts of workshops, woodworkers for better bows and shields, weavers for better ropes and scrolls and bigger backpacks, mills and breweries to earn money. There are many options to play with. How about a working portal? Actually, unlike in Sacramentum, the portal here is fully functional. However, it only works when the royal palace activates the portal at their end. You're still at their mercy for when you can return to Haven. I will make the full resources of this fort available to you. All our raw materials can now be directed into making workshops and stores. Finally, I do have some exciting news. You can return to Haven now. Prince Sutter has returned. Uh-huh. We can return to Haven. I have another question. General Miranda says, what else do you need, Prince? I can give guidance and support as needed. I can use the portal? I believe your older brother insists on it. He is by the portal right now, waiting for you. He says that you need to return to Haven and see the Queen immediately. Where's the portal? In one of the back halls, among the storerooms, to the north. Has my mother taken ill? The general is suddenly nervous. I'm sure that the Queen is in good health, Prince Kordanor. She will outlast us all. News of Queen Sharon's uneven health has been spread throughout the Empire, but it is considered in very poor taste to mention it. Prince Sutter awaits you. I will not delay you. Thank you again for your help and good fortune. She clearly expects to not see you again in time soon. Okay. Maybe she has to say something? Nope. Okay. Let's get to the portal. Prince Sutter is standing in front of the shimmering portal. He must have slipped into Fort Meadowford when you were occupied elsewhere. He looks exhausted and his normally flawless armor is scuffed. When he sees you, he says, Kordanor, come on, we must return to our mother's palace. She needs to know what has happened, and we will need to get new orders. Then Sutter turns and steps into the portal. Maybe we will now also see some impact about the choices we made in the last game. There's our sister. You stumble away from the portal, still a little dizzy. At the east door from the garden, your sister, Princess Delia, is waiting for you. It's been over a year since you've seen her. Only a year, but she looks older. Not a lot, but definitely worn around the edges. When you emerge from behind a tree, she shouts, Kordanor! She runs up to you and flings her arms around you. It is good to be home, sister. Hug her back. You stand there for a moment, after all your travels wandering from land to land, accepting gifts, meeting officials, and being bored. It is very strange to be home again. It's good to be home, sister. And it is good to see you. You have no idea, with Sutter and you gone, I've been spending so much time managing Mother. I should have a feast for your return, a parade. Instead, she steps back and looks you up and down. You were attacked. Some vassals dare to try to kill you. You seem undamaged, though. Our attackers paid with their lives. The assassins were horrible. One of them hit me. It was a minor attack, nothing of concern. Our attackers paid with their lives. She nods. I'm glad to hear it, but we don't know who gave them their orders, and who gave those people their orders. All of them need to pay for this. The assassins were horrible. One of them hit me. She leans closer, then she laughs. Oh, you're fine. The protections Mother placed on us are far too strong for some brigand to defeat. Mother is still fretting about us and everything else. She told me to send you to her the moment you arrived. Where is Mother? Yes, that. Delia takes a deep breath. Mother is in her chamber. She's in bed for a time, at the advice of her healers. It was called the event afterward. The event? What do you mean? The Queen was having a small audience in one of the side chambers. We have been doing more of them lately, visiting nobles and merchants, you know. She was sitting on a customary stool, upright as always, and she collapsed. She collapsed? What is wrong with her? Delia shrugs. You know, if I hadn't been there to see it, I never would have believed it. She swooned and fainted. Then things moved fast. We got her in bed. The healers gave her fluids, herbs, rest, the things they always do. So that is why Mother is in bed. Frightening, yes, but nothing to worry about. And how is the Empire of Haven? Fine, or so I thought. The Queen thinks that things are falling apart, and only consuming herself will save it. The works on that a list day and night, coming up with things she must see done. Her only rest is the occasional break to meddle in my life. How are things in the palace? Delia tries to come up with a cheery lie, but she knows that she can't fool you. Grim, shadowy, everyone knows about the Queen's collapse, everyone. I have my ways to keep track of the palace rumors, and even I can't keep up with the tales people are spinning. I wish you could stay here for a while. It would do me so much good. No room on Mother's list for that, though. How are you doing? She rubs her eyes with her fingers. Mother gets worried. She calls for me. She comes up with 50 more orders. I don't know how a woman in her state can stay awake for so long and make so many demands, but she can. Is Mother still trying to get you married? At this point, that would come as a relief. Anything with variety, for a journey, but we can discuss this later, I hope. Mother is still working on her list. It grows longer by the day. This land needs new governor. That noble needs to be sent a message. Some law needs to be modified. Each vassal is getting special attention, making sure it is prosperous and, more importantly, under control. Delia lets out a long theatrical sigh. Which brings us, Alice, to the unavoidable business of the Rokaj and your mission there. I have seen very little of the Rokaj. We hoped you would see little Sutter and you were to have a brief break. Do some hunting, go to Lascara, the one civilized city there, give speeches, get on a boat and go. And then those wild fools have to go and try to murder you, and now it's going to be a whole big process. Did Sutter arrive here safely? Oh yes, he's in the throne room. I'm sure he'll want to have words with you. He's far less angry than I thought he would be. Perhaps it's because he gets to move on and you will be stuck in the Rokaj. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that yet. Mother wants a report? Oh, Mother has had all the reports she needs, though. I know she wants to see you personally. She has made a decision about the Rokaj. You need to be the first one to hear it. A dubious honor. Your return has put her in good spirits. You achieved a victory in Sacramentum. It makes us expect a lot more from you. I will report to Mother. Then I will return to my room for a good long break. After I talk to Mother, we can spend time catching up. Anything else I should know before I talk to Mother? Delia looks down at the floor. She is still the queen. She still has very particular ideas about how things should be. About what should be done. You should go see her. See what she has decided. Don't worry. I will be sure to talk to you again before you go. Go where? Alright. Well, before we go to the queen, let's go. You try to open this door, it is locked. Its doorknob won't even budge. All of the doors in the palace are enchanted. When the queen doesn't want them to open, they will not open. Alright. So I guess they are also blocked. Oh, no. The queen wants us to go there. This is the great celebration hall of Haven. For centuries, glorious feasts have been held here. Treaties were signed, wars were planned. You and Delia ran foot races around the tables. Royalty sat at the center table, while people of lesser importance were seated farther from the core. Now the hall is empty and full of shadows. There is dust, even the occasional cobweb. You have never seen it like this before. It is eerie and unsettling. Haven Royal Guard. This is a member of the Royal Guard of Haven. This warrior stands like a statue, staring straight ahead, barely even blinking. Only Haven's finest warriors get the privilege of protecting your family while standing in an incredibly uncomfortable pose. When you were young, you always tried to get them to smile. You eventually gave up. You leave the guard to their vigil. We can't go there, right? Yeah. But there's a chest. Fine wine. Money. Okay. Well, we can take all the money we can get. Will not open. And this is the throne room. No, this is not the throne room. You return to the throne room of Sharon's palace, the heart of the Empire of Haven. From here, Queen Sharon III says the words that move the world. This is where she told you that you had to go to Sacramentum. This is where she sent Sutter and you to do diplomacy everywhere. And now the hall is mostly empty. The Royal Guard is here as always, but the Queen is gone. The chamber is eerily quiet. There's one familiar face though, Prince Sutter, arrived ahead of you. He's in the middle of the hall, looking down at your mother's humble throne. Sata stands in the middle of the royal throne room of Haven. Apart from a few guards, nobody else is here. This is the first time you have been here in almost 2 years, and everything looks a little dirty and neglected. There's a little bit of dust on Queen Sharon's humble throne. Who allowed that to happen? When you approach, Sata sadly looks down at your mother's throne. You can remember sitting and playing next to it when you were small. He says, "Hello, Kordanor. Welcome back." "Hello, Sata." He kneels and wipes the dust off the top of the stool with the sand. Not the most glorious homecoming. No feasts, just more work. Want to try sitting in it? Thinking about what I will be like when you are king? I see you made it back safely. Yes, made it back from a disaster. The Rokaj was supposed to be a brief, triumphant visit. Hunt, rest, make a speech, get some gifts. Instead, they attacked us. The Ro! Who else in our empire would be foolish enough to dare such an insult? The Rokaj contacted me directly. One of their shades came to challenge me. The Crown Prince grimaces. Yes, while I chased peasants and mindless beasts back and forth across the hills, the real knowledge was sent to you. At least someone remembered to pass that challenge along me eventually. Along to me, okay. We survived. I've been doing well for a while. Glad someone finally noticed. Sata shrugs. You are doing your duty. It is expected. Still, it is nice to hear a kind word from time to time. So now we are back. For a moment, I am to return to dealing with Mother's list. Mother's list? A list of tasks, things undone. That is why she has been sending us to every vassal in the empire, learning what is wrong, pacifying the locals, evaluating the governors, putting the fear of the queen, the lazy and treacherous. Ever since she grew ill, she's been making her list, all of her wishes on one ever-lengthening scroll. Since she collapsed during the meeting, she's been using her rest time to make it even longer. What exactly is wrong with Mother? A long, tense silence. She is getting old. She wants to push herself as hard as she did when she was young, and her body won't take it. She doesn't sleep. She gets angry. She faints. She just needs to rest more and trust her underlings, and everything will be fine. You seem very calm about all this. Keeping calm is our job, Kordanor. A Heavenite is under control even when the ceiling is caving in, or when a wild and unruly vassal decides to go mad and challenge our control. We should both remember that when we go. Where will we be going? It is not my place to say. He points to the southeast. You must see the queen. She is resting in her chambers. At least, I hope she's resting. She very much wants to see you. She is very, very angry at the Rokaj for attacking us. I believe you are to play a part in her response. Our attackers and the Rokaj need to pay. If Mother wants me in the row, that is where I will go. If I refuse it, yeah, if Mother wants me. If Mother wants you there, that is where you have to go. He grins. Still, your high morale is appreciated. I only wonder, he sighs. Never mind, go see Mother. She has orders. She always does. I'll be here to talk to you before you go. Sata is saying that you are leaving too. Worrying. Yeah, I mean, we know that we have to go back, so... Training hall. This is where we had our first tutorial battle in the first game. This is the dueling hall. In a simpler time, many political disputes in Haven were settled with duels, sometimes fatal ones. This practice was mostly abandoned long ago, but the hall is still there, here. It is where Sata and you acquired your weapons training and where Sata practiced on you endlessly. And there's also something, a crude bow. Okay, this is just some stuff we can sell, but of course we will take it. This is your bedroom. It has been since you were a small child. Looking at it, you find yourself torn. It seems very small now, and yet you have a powerful urge to get into bed and not get out again for a good long time. Okay. Fine wine and another healing potion. Oh, that's nice. Cool. And this is Princess Delia's bedroom. When you were small, you could always take refuge here. When she got older, she insisted that this be the one place where she could always be left alone. Now you suspect she can't be left alone anywhere. Okay. Paper. It is beneath you, but you still need to find goods to barter to get better equipment. Take this item to get more money. Rare dice. Nah. Will not take her items. Alright. You enter the hall outside your mother's bedroom. The last time you were here, it was full of petitioners. People would travel here from all over the Empire and wait for days or months to get a moment of Queen Sharon III's precious time. Now the hall is full of healers. They are everywhere, cleaning linens, working on potions and ointments, applying all their skill and knowledge to the puzzle of the Queen's health. You find yourself invisible. None of them talk to you. One of them points wordlessly at the west door. The rest continues their work. There is an urgent energy in the room. And what's that one? This is Prince Sutter's bedroom. You were always sneaking in here to steal your older brother's things. This always resulted in a good beating in the dueling hall, but you never stopped. You are powerfully tempted to poke around again for old time's sake. Let's do that. Fine wine. And the ceremonial blade. Okay, we'll also not take that one. Never mind. You try to talk to the healers who tend to the Queen. You would think, being a child in a Prince of Haven, you could get an answer. You don't. They must be under strict orders. You are unable to get anything but the simplest pleasantries out of them. Okay. Let's go to the Queen. Come, child. At least you reached the sleeping chambers of Queen Sharon III, absolute ruler of the mighty Empire of Haven, guardian of the multitudes all over the known world, and your mother. Like the outer chamber, it has been completely transformed since you last saw it. The healers have taken it over. The smell of medicinal concoctions is overpowering. In the center of the west wall is your mother's massive bed, and lying in it, propped up by a mountain of pillows, you see the Queen. For the first time in your life, she looks sort of small. She waves you forward. At last, you find your mother in her quarters. She is propped up by a mountain of pillows and fussed over by a small army of healers and sages. She has a pen in her hand and a scroll draped across her lap. She is writing on it when you approach. The Queen waves the healers out of the room. When you are alone, she looks up at you and smiles. Then, oddly, she reaches out to embrace you. You bend over for a brief, awkward hug. When you are upright again, the smile fades, and she returns to being the stern, absolute ruler of a mighty empire. So, my child, you have returned. I should be greeting you in the throne room, but alas, I'm struck by a temporary illness. Come, she pats the bed. Sit by me. Mother, you're looking well. You're looking terrible. Inspect her. She's pale, thin. She seems weak. She looks far worse than she did when you left with Sutter last year, and she was looking worn then. Knowing your mother, she will not appreciate your mentioning it. Sit by her. You sit on the bed, even lying down. Queen Sharon III of Haven radiates power. She can still send out armies with a wave of a hand. The smell of medicinal herbs in the air makes you feel faint. You have done well with Sutter over the last year, but that was easy work. You are a Prince of Haven. Your lessons must continue. What sorts of lessons? You have been learning about our empire, our many vassals, how to pacify them, make them feel valuable. It helps them keep from rebelling. However, you have all been lucky enough to grow up in time of peace, prosperity. I thought that would suffice, but then the Rokaj, your father's land, it attacked us, and now you must learn other lessons. What do I need to learn about now? Power, justice, punishment. You will see how we deal with those who resist us. You achieved a victory in Sacramentum. We are encouraged. We hope to see more successes in the future. She runs her fingers over the scroll on her lap, covered with uneven handwriting. This is a list of all we have neglected. All we must do. The Rokaj is on it now. I'd like to know how Delia has been doing. The question catches Sarah by surprise. Delia? She's invaluable to me. She is always here, gathering information, giving advice, sending out orders. She's precious. Still as valuable as she is, I need to find a worthy match for her soon. It is on my list. I've been traveling with Sutter. I'm sure he has taught you much. I already saw him. I gave him his next set of orders. He is too important now to waste on a minor vassal like the Rokaj. And I am not. He needs to pacify our restless major vassals. They sense weakness. They are all on my list. Yes, the dreaded list. Tell me more about the list. The queen looks down at the scroll with a crooked smile. Unfinished business. A history of neglect. I have left much unfinished business in my time as queen. Like the Rokaj. Unfinished business? In the Rokaj? The Rokaj, my beloved row. Perhaps I should have paid more attention to it. It was so painful after your father died. But this... As she speaks, she grows angrier. Her capacity for rage, even now, is great. They attacked Sutter and you, the greatest of crimes that demands a careful, lethal response. I wanted you to visit the row, to learn about it. Now you will learn far more than you wanted. Our neglect of them will end. My father was from there. He was Consort Dharma, a young warlord of the hills of the Lord Lodaga. You will see them soon. He left his wild land to serve in the halls of power. Then he died, too young. There is cold fury in her eyes. The blood of the Rokaj flows in your veins. They will try to make you think you don't belong there, but you do. Why are you so fond of that land? Because that was where I met your father. I was entranced by the wildness of the place. I was young and foolish, perhaps. I did not look hard enough to see their flaws. Still, their mountains are beautiful and the people are brave. You will see. They've been neglected. I neglected the Rokaj, I confess it. Things were quiet there, so I thought things were well. A mistake many empires have made in that land. Enough of it. They have cried out for attention. They will get it. Though they may not. She stops speaking. She stares off into space. Mother? You stand there helplessly, not sure if you should call for the healers. Then your mother returns to herself, not seeming to notice that anything is amiss. She doesn't look angry anymore. She reaches out and takes your hand. More attention, yes. What is wrong? Yes, we should pay more attention there. What should be done about? We need to punish them. Yes, there's a problem there. Someone should do something about it. What is wrong? Nothing is wrong. I don't know what you mean. You have an unpleasant suspicion that she's telling the truth. Yes, we should pay more attention there. Agreed. Beginning today, beginning with you, Kordanor, I'm giving you a great honor. You will carry out to the Rokaj a full diplomatic mission. A full diplomatic mission? What does that mean? You will return to the Rokaj and show them the eye of Haven is fully upon them. You will meet with our 3 governors there and decide if they are fit for their job. You will meet with their 4 razas, their 4 kings, and hear and answer their petitions. Okay, why are there 4 kings? Once this is done, we will know much. Then others can act, and I am doing this. She lets go of your hand. Who else? This job requires someone of great authority, and only you are available. Happily, you will have help. General Miranda will stay in the Rokaj to guide you and receive your orders. As she speaks, her voice grows slower and more slurred. She's getting tired. Use the portal to return to the Rokaj. General Miranda is still in Fort Meadow 4. Speak with her. She will provide everything you need. When I returned from Sacramento, I was allowed to request a reward. I'm not sure, but let's choose that. Oh yes, I think I remember. What did you ask for? You wanted to be king, a most unwise thing to say. Still, if you want power, you have it now. A whole vassal will be in your hands. I want to learn more about the Rokaj. I will go to the Rokaj and do my duty. I should not be doing this job. I refuse. I want to learn more. Yeah. I'm glad to hear it, and you will learn more than you wanted to know, I expect. Leave me, child. Use the portal, speak with General Miranda, and all will be well, I'm sure. It is time to go. She leans back and closes her eyes. The healers return, the audience is over. The Queen liked your response, and she will remember it. People will pay close attention to what you say, and it will affect how the story progresses and ends. When you aren't sure what to say, be honest. Okay. Alright, so let's return. Lots of talking this time. Now we need to talk to Miranda and get our new quest. Still Prince Sata, and we also probably need to talk to our sister again. Prince Sata is, as promised, waiting for you in the throne room. He takes a good look at your face and surprisingly reads your expression correctly. So, brother, I assume a nice leisurely stay back in the comforts of Sharon's palace is not likely. I need to give the Rokaish a proper diplomatic visit. I guess I need to go to the Ro and talk to a lot of people. Yeah, let's do that. That is what diplomacy is. Yes, lots of boring travel and boring talking. It is necessary. Let us buy time to gather information. Some good government might even come out of it. That miserable land could certainly use it. Don't worry, when you go, you will have all the support we can give. And you aren't going with me? Of course not. This is a routine job in a minor vassal state. I mean, sure, there is a secret conspiracy there to kill you, but I don't think that's a big worry. Evaluate the 3 governors. Here petitions from 4 Resans, nothing that needs me. When you can come home with 1 item checked off of Mother's list. Why is Mother making that list? Sata lets out a long sigh. He starts to talk, then stops. Finally, he says, she is a true leader of Haven. She is determined to do much good as she can. We should admire her for it, even when it is difficult. She is the queen, we have to obey. Is there any way out of this? She's the queen. Yes, good. Accept that. Once you truly believe it, the endless days come easier. Keep your chin up. This is not a terrible mission. Walking, talking, home. It'll be over before you know it. I don't want advice, but I imagine you will give it to me anyway. Yeah, let's take this one. Sata grins. I know you really want my advice. You pretend you don't, but I can see doing diplomacy has you spooked. Anyway, my advice, take it or not, get this done quickly and get out. General Miranda will tell you what to do. Follow her advice, give her the answers she needs, and get out. Don't let the road drag you down. At least Mother seems well. Well, not really. What is wrong with Mother? He looks in the eye, you in the eye. Nothing serious. Understand? If someone asks, she's well. It's for the best. Nobody wants to think about heaven with her gone. When you begin, the queen's death will be very good for you. We will make sure she has a long, productive reign. If all she's going to do is make lists and work us to death, maybe we're better off without her. No, we will make sure she has a long, productive reign. Sata nods. Yes, brother, we will, somehow. We have talked enough. The situation is urgent. You must use the portal now. I will do my duty to Haven. I am returning to the Rokaj now. Sata grins. It does me a lot of good to hear you say that. When we are lost in the fog, our duty shall guide us. Today, I truly see you are my brother. Good luck, Kordanor. Good luck to us all. Alright. Let's talk to our sister. At last, you have returned to the portal. Your mother sending you back through it is kind of predictable, really. As when you went to Sacramentum, Princess Delia is waiting to send you off. She's teary and emotional as she was the first time. Oh, brother, I just heard that mother is sending you back to the Rokaj. Actually, you suspect that she helped plan this move days ago. Before you can ponder it, she runs up and flings her arms around you. You are hugging a lot. Hug her back. Sometimes your sister's talents for diplomatic scheming worries you. At least you are confident your hugs are genuine. Eventually, she releases you. She holds on to your hands, though. There's clearly something she wants to discuss. I've seen Mother. Of course, you know, the truth. She's unwell, but only temporarily. Soon she will be back in the throne room and Haven can rely on her absolutely. Actually, she doesn't seem healthy at all, so we are to lie to outsiders. Good news, I will make sure to spread the word about that. Doesn't seem healthy at all. Her smile remains, but her eyes get a familiar, steely look. You are no healer, Kordanor. You are painfully mistaken. Queen Sharing III has a mild ailment. It will all be resolved soon, and that is all outsiders need to hear. And we are trying to heal her. We are succeeding in healing her, which is easy because she's not seriously ill, which is what you will tell anyone who asks. We need to look strong now, Kordanor. Enough of this topic. What else did she say to you? She mentioned that you need to be married. She actually didn't say that. She is still working on her list. I have a mission in the Rokaj. She still list, yeah. Sometimes I wish I could grab that pen out of her hand and throw it into the fire, but she needs to work on the list, so I don't. I have a mission in the Rokaj. Yes, I know. A simple diplomatic mission, hopefully. You can do it quick and get out. It is important for you to be seen, important to show authority, and important for us to get you safely home. You will not be alone. You will have the General and the Mirrors. The General and the Mirrors? General Miranda in Fort Meadow 4 will be your guide. Consult with her often. Also, each of the Haven's Force has a mirror. Walk up to it and we can talk to you. We will be looking out for you and we may have valuable things to say. When you return to Haven's Forts, don't forget to check the mirrors. I am no diplomat. Why is the problem of the Rokaj being addressed by me? The road tried to kill me! Do you have any advice for me? Nothing you haven't been told before. Talk to General Miranda a lot. Use the mirrors in Haven's Forts. Judge your governors. Hear the petitions of the Razas, the arrogant little kings. Then come home. I miss you. She takes a steep step back. And it is time. Time? She looks at the portal. Your departure is hard, but it is ordered and necessary. Let's get it over with, quickly. Surely I don't have to leave so soon. I'm eager to begin. It is necessary, so I will do it. I am a Prince of Haven, and I refuse. It is necessary, so I will do it. I'm eager to begin. That is good. There is a whole nation of vassals that stands on the edge of war and destruction. I need you, but they need you too. Use the portal, do your work, then come home. She gives you one final embrace and heroically manages to delay her tears. Goodbye, Kordanor. Good luck. Alright, so let's get back and let's go talk to the next person, which is Miranda. General Miranda says, what else do you need, Prince? I can give you guidance and support as needed. The Queen has sent me back to give you orders regarding the Rokaj. Yes, I have been fully briefed. You need to evaluate the governors of the Kranas Woods, Lodaga and High Litha. You need to hear the petitions of the Razas of the 4 provinces and answer them. Then report the results of this entire mess to me. This is the Queen's order. Once it is done, I understand you will be removed from the Rokaj. I will probably be left here to deal with the wreckage. She smiles. I envy you. Before you do much, you must go west to Laskara and get permission to travel from Raza there. This will allow you to go north on the pilgrimage road. I need permission to travel through the Rokaj? Yes, it is custom, tradition. It is part of our contract of vassalage with the Rogue. Fortunately, it is but a formality, but it does show respect to them. Just go to Laskara and talk to Raza. I'm sure we will provide some nice ceremonial gifts too. Okay, so that is the fourth one. What do I need to do about the governors? Fortunately, there is no governor in the Gentle Coasts at the moment, and that leaves 3 to evaluate. Governor Jivet of the Kranas Woods, Governor Arto of the Lodaga, and Governor Ivana of the High Litha. I investigate, meet the governors, travel through the provinces. Then decide if they should be allowed to keep their jobs. Report your decisions to me. What do I need to do about the Razas? There are 4 Razas at the moment, each of the leader of one of the Rose's 4 provinces. You must meet with each of the to hear a petition of grievances. It is an old important ceremony. Manners demand, they ask for very little, especially from a prince. Do what is necessary to satisfy their needs, then report your success to me. I have another question. General Miranda says, what else do you need, Prince? I can give you guidance and support as needed. The Queen has sent me back. We already had that. We need to talk about the 3 governors. No. Okay, we had that. Okay, new quest. Okay, this is just like 3... Yeah, all for the governors and the petition. Alright, so we need to travel to Lascara next as suspected. As you pass the mirror, it starts to shimmer and sparkle. Someone is trying to contact you. Alright, more talking. The mirror shimmers, your reflection disappears, replaced by thick fog. You watch carefully, expecting some vision or flashy bit of magic. Instead, you get Prince Sutter's voice. He is cranky. So I got the news. You're stuck in the row. Miranda passed on Mother's wishes, yes? I need to hear the petitions of the Razas. Yes, the petty rulers of this little state have complaints, as they did yesterday, and they will tomorrow. Most of the time, they will just want to be heard and feel important, probably minor issues. That business can be disposed of quickly. I need to judge our governors. Oh yes, it is good practice. We need to keep the governors scared. Make them think we are always watching them. Put the fear of the Queen into them, then move on. I am sure they are adequate, or keeping them in their current positions is keeping powerful families happy. I will finish up this nonsense quickly. I will bring peace back to the Rukaj. Really? You really think so? We've been failing at that for centuries, and we don't have time to waste. The Queen looks weak, and the vassals are restless. We need to look confident and in control. Do what Miranda said. Take your little tour. Give your judgments. Move on. We have great faith in you. Wait, you won't be helping me? Sada snorts, then laughs. Me? I mean, he already told us that before, didn't he? So this kind of makes no sense. Sada snorts, then laughs. Me? Kordanor, I'm going to be the king. I need to be visible and active in the most powerful, most influential vassals. Places where a rebellion reduces the amount of food sent home. Most of the time you get to live the life of the happy prince. Sometimes we need you to clean up a mess. That time is now and the mess is in the row. But what will you actually do? Sata is silent for a time. When he speaks, he sheds his normal shell of casual arrogance. I fight, Kordanor. Mother has found me to be an efficient fighter and a leader. She sends me where someone needs to be killed. It is exhausting, but it is my duty. I think you would want to be more involved. Oh really? Bless me with your wisdom, Kordanor. Why would that be? We are both half-row. The Rokaj has been neglected. It is our duty to our vassal states. Actually, I'm not really concerned what others think. We are both half-row. Indeed, our father's land. So we have a family debt of a sort. And that is why you are there. The undivided attention of full princes of Haven. That is the minimum and the maximum we can give them right now. With Mother not at her best, we have one goal. And that is... get the job done. Listen to the Razas' complaints, scare our governors, give Miranda her orders. Move on. That is all anyone needs to do or deserves. That is what should be done. I can't be sure of that. I need to actually investigate first. Agreed. I will finish up here and move on. That is your way. It isn't mine. I can't be sure of that. Need to actually investigate first. There's silence. You wait for a response. None comes. Sata is left. The fog in the mirror clears. And you see your reflection. You look irritated, but prolonged exposure to Sata causes that reaction in everyone. Alright. Maybe she has something new to say, but I doubt so. Yeah, nothing new. Alright, let's move out then. And let's have a look at our characters first. So we got one more point. And we can put it into... this cultural thing. Heaven's Might. Gain new ability. Powerful haste with investors and allies within 6 spaces for 5 turns. That's actually quite powerful. Heaven's Mercy. Powerful heals and cures all allies. Okay. Commands. Provides damage bonus to all allies within 4 spaces. The higher your level, the higher the bonus. Costs 3 energy. This one is actually really nice because it doesn't cost anything. So let's take that one. And she will get some new combat stuff, 2 health, and new set of stuff. New armor. I mean, as long as we don't have any of that armor, it doesn't really help us. But knockback, fast feint. The next attack with your weapon, melee missile, is a cunning feint. You will be faster and do more damage for several turns. Oh, that's nice. Always active, increase your maximum health by 10% per point. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, I mean, this always helps, so let's take this. Alright, so how important would it be to get... Yeah, we need that one definitely. Heal, group heal. So let's take this teleportation. And the next one. Yeah, I took a heal there. Poison Rain. No, Time Warp. Slows enemies in a circular area. It's also not bad, but raw power passive ability always active. Increases your maximum energy by 1 per 5. Okay, that's also nice. So let's take the Icy Wave one step further, and then we can take one of these next level. Alright, so now we go back to the world map, and I guess we can, I mean, obviously we should move to Lascara and talk to them, and this will probably already push us to level 4, so let's do that, and after that we will get here and clear that zone. Okay, this is okay. I think we have... Yeah, here's like the time counter. We are still in day 2. And my goal is to spend as few days as possible. You recall from your geography lessons that most of the Rokage is at a higher elevation and fairly dry. Only the lowlands of the general coast get wet. These abstract lessons rapidly become very real as you enter a region where the rivers from the mountains pool in the lowlands, making a thick swamp. The smell of rot is in the air. Mosquitoes feast on you, and you would swear that you see shapes moving in the mist ahead. Okay. Karnas Lodaga, Hyletha. Okay, we need to go south. You are at the base of a pair of huge stone pillars, flanking an ancient stone road. A nearby sign identifies this north-south path as a pilgrimage road, the main roadway cutting all the way through the Rokage. You absorbed enough of your schooling to know a little bit about the geography of the Ro. If you go north from here, you can reach the 3 other provinces of the Rokage, the Kranas Woods, the Lodaga, and the Hyletha. Alright, and who's that? Is that enemies? Friend or foe? Okay. The road is patrolled by a band of Rokage warriors. They are all people of the Gentle Coast. They are not the wild savages they imagined back in Haven. They have shiny imported armor and show every sign of being trained by Haven. They are very alert. Their recent raids have enraged them and they are ready to kill. When you approach and see who you are, they step off the road as you pass. You enter a large Havenite military encampment. A large portion of the 7th Army is camped here. There are long rows of tents, dotted with rooking fires and protected by a huge wooden fortification. This camp has been here for a long time. The feet of generations of soldiers have carved ruts in the roads. When you are recognized, you are welcomed in with a great ceremony. The soldiers line up to gawk at you and salute as you explore. There is great tension in the air, but also enthusiasm. They are furious about the recent raids and the attacks on Sutter and you, and they are waiting for the order to march out and bust heads. Look around. There are thousands of fine Havenite soldiers here. Since the great uprising of the Uruk-hai a century ago, Haven has always kept a powerful force here. It has sent an effective message to the Row, keeping them under control until now. Find out who is in charge. The commander of the 7th Army in the Row is General Angach. The general is currently staying in Lascara, not far to the north. Get food and drink. You have earned a reputation in Haven as wild spirits, and the soldiers are eager to spend time with you. You are able to drink and trade stories of battle for as long as you want. Depart. You bid goodbye to the soldiers and move on. You are free to explore the area as much as you wish. There is a powerful force here ready to fight for Haven. You suspect they are more than competent to handle the Uruk-hai they have before. The question is, will a war be necessary? Okay, so this is not the city yet. This is just like an encampment. You have discovered 7th Army, but we can't talk to them. Seventh Army. Alright. Alright, let's leave the city, this thing, and go to Lascara. From here you get a good view of the Uruk-hai city of Lascara. Considering the Row's reputation as a wild, lawless place, Lascara looks sort of dull. It looks like any of the 100 port cities in the Empire. Ships sail in and out, carrying food, building materials and precious goods. One odd detail does stand out. Lascara used to have tall stone walls. The aging remains of those walls are still there, overgrown with brush. Nobody is making any effort to repair them. Lascara discovered. Lascara. Alright. You enter the port city of Lascara, the Uruk-hai's portal to the outside world. You've toured a lot of affluent cities like this with Sutter over the last year, but this one immediately stands out as strange. The Uruk-hai is thought of as a land of brutal barbaric warriors. Lascara is the city of people who dress up as brutal warriors. The people there are wealthy, and their leader, the leather jerkins, or jagged blades, are all carefully made and very stylish in their way. The city has or had defensive walls. They have been left to crumble into ruin. Lascara is wealthy enough to repair them, but for some reason they don't. They are a depressing eyesore in what could be a lovely city. As you pass, the guards and townsfolk look at you with awe and respect. After a bunch of road try to murder you in your quarters, it is a jarring change. Erudico. Alright. Lascaran guard. Okay. The sign outside said that this building was for the Erudico. Looking around at the arcane machinery and materials in this room, you now know that what that means. Mages. They are everywhere, practicing their strange arts and engaging in mad experiments. As expected, the Erudico are like mages everywhere, except they approach their art in the way of the Uruk-hai, with limitless enthusiasm. No self-reflection and non-existent safety procedures. Great. Lascaran Erudico. We're a small outpost. And there's blood. Watch out! Crafter Homais. Alright. Most of the researchers, sages, and wizards here avoid you. You suspect that the Erudico are not a social bunch, and dealing with royalty is not in their skill set. The oldest among them happily shows a sense of hospitality. He approaches you wearing his least stained robe. Ah, a Heavenite. Haven has not honored the Erudico with a visit in a long time. I am Crafter Homais of the Gentle Coast. I will be polite to you. Tell me about the Erudico. We are the learners of the Rokaj. We study magic. We watch the stars. We expand science, not silence. We bring power to the warriors. Alas, we are in decline. We can show you how we are, but not how we were. You can teach me new powers? The Erudico do expand the arts of war, but that work remains mainly takes place in our main tower, on the Pilgrimage Road. We do have a book on the arts of war in Lascara. You can read it in the Razas Hall. What's a science? It is the study of the ways of the world when not touched by magic. How they move, stay still, live, die. It is an obscure field of study, but we trade letters with other vassals. Science? How odd. There was nothing of this in your studies back in Sharon's Palace. Typical Rokaj eccentricity. How are you in decline? The Erudico has been the refuge for the more thoughtful young rose since recorded history. However, we decline when outside oppressors conquer us. In those times, we feed on the ideas of others instead of making them ourselves. Some of the Ro want to drive us out. So I have heard. I do not approve. The Erudico is my life, but war is bad, and I would prefer this avoided. I have another question. Crafter Homais makes small talk with you about his work. It's some sort of alchemical experiment stretching on for many years. You don't understand a word of it. Occasionally you get him to talk to you about something else. Where's the main outpost of the Erudico? The tower of the Erudico is north of here, resting in the Pilgrimage Road. They would be highly honored if you visited. They are masters of all sorts of crafts, even some unknown outside of our land. I'm sure they would love to show off. What sort of crafting do they do? The Rokaj produces many materials with innate magical properties. Amber crystals, quicksilver and deep metal. This, combined with secrets we have learned, can be used to expand knowledge and create powerful tools of war. I have another question. You say that you gain knowledge here? In a small way. We mostly absorb knowledge brought in through the docks, evaluate it and pass it on. This is a small and humble outpost. We also send out scavengers to look for knowledge that has been lost. With all our raids and wars, lots of things get lost in the chaos. Any particular lost knowledge you're looking for? What a fortunate coincidence that you asked. I have been sending scavengers to some old Erudico ruins to the east. We have been trying to recover old writings from there for some time. Look for intact books in the ruined library. We offer a bounty for them, precious lore of our own that might be of great value. Where are the Erudico ruins? In the easternmost reach of the Gentle Coast. Go north, then east across 2 rivers, then look for the Dead Island. Why were these ruins abandoned? Not enough Erudico to study there. They were left behind a century and a half ago. Our learned students were leaving to study in Haven instead of work there. What sort of dangers might I find there? Alas, Erudico towers are often abandoned in haste. A few pests might have been left behind. Others might have snuck in, attracted by the raw magic left behind. Just pests though, nothing that can threaten you. That's all for now, thanks. A new quest. Coastal Erudico. Okay, that's to the east. And we can probably already see that on the map. No, we cannot. Ah, here it is. Erudico ruins. Alright. Well, this is something we should probably check out soonish. Maybe next time. But yeah, next time we will probably focus on exploring the city and talking even more. I remember that last time I mentioned that this game has a good balance between talking and let's take that, and fighting and so on. But yeah, this time we have to talk a little bit more than the usual. So yeah, here we have another person to talk to. and then of course explore the city and talk to a few more people. But I would also like to solve this quest and get the experience to get to level 4. I think that will give us a significant boost. So yeah, I expect that the next episode will also not be that action-packed, but we will see. Yeah, if you want to follow this Let's Play, then feel free to subscribe to this channel. Also, I appreciate any likes to this video. And with that, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.